There's no detail that's too small. And did I always figure myself running the show? Well, yeah, I was nervous. I still am nervous, but I knew it was always going to be a part of it. I always figured myself running the show. But I did, like, my parents were rocks for me. Absolutely used to get the rush. Absolutely. I would say I expect them to be, for us it's just to be ambassadors, but it's not just another party for us. Because they look up to us, we have to be as accommodating. So we have to take great care. So we got to remember we got one shot at this. I'm Tony Zacconi. I own Sala San Marco, and this is my interview. My parents opened in '87. They used to have a restaurant across the street, Cafe Italia, back, I think they opened that in '81. But my dad originally bought that building in the '70s. It was a card place. So they made it into a restaurant and it took off. It did really well. And the property across the street ended up coming up for sale. So my dad ended up buying it with my uncle. And the idea was to get to build a banquet hall, because at the time there wasn't much available at all. Firstly, I grew up in the business, which, you know, for me it's a natural, like it's a comfortable space for me. I did do other things. I was a headhunter for a while. I worked for the federal government in IT. I had my own restaurant there for a few years. But out of all those, by far, I prefer this business. And I enjoy it. There's a lot of connection with the clients. Everyone becomes your buddies after. You know, you end up being good friends. And it's very satisfying. It's very project-based. It's very satisfying type of business. My mother's Venetian. The patron saint of Venice is St. Mark. So Sala San Marco means Sala is like room, kind of like banquet room, and San Marco, the patron saint of Venice. And that's also where we get our logo from. The winged lion logo is the symbol of Venice. Weddings is a big thing. Weddings, I would say, is our bread and butter. We're probably most famous for that. We do a lot of corporate stuff as well. You know, you'll see translation booths in here sometimes, and federal government and provincial governments would be here. But we also do all kinds of social parties, like a lot of gala fundraisers. We do wine and food shows, a lot of baptisms, a lot of showers and things like that. New Year's Eve is a great event. We always sell that one out, and it's a big, big party. 3, 2, 1! Why would people come to Sala San Marco? I guess you don't want to take a chance on probably one of the biggest events of your life. You want to be taken care of. You want to make sure that everything is well done. And we're lucky we enjoy a good reputation because there's so much time and effort. Everyone really, really cares here. So to tell you about my parents, they've always been hardworking. Like, they were very much an inspiration as well. Like, you don't find too often where a husband and wife actually get along enough and work together and go home together and everything like that, right? And they stay together. They're a great resource for advice, like consigliere. I think my mom's biggest strength would be that she's very motherly. So if you came in to do an event, whether it's a meeting, whether you're writing exams here, or your wedding, my mom treats you like every person, like a child almost. Like, everyone's individual. She's looking after everything as much as she can for you. Really cares, really, really cares. I guess my dad's greatest strength would be, he's definitely the visionary. You know, he's definitely the one that doesn't mind, say, going into that boring money to buy a building and knocking it down and doing all that kind of stuff, you know. Definitely, that would be probably his #1 strength. But also he's a character. Like a character like that, you know, it just disarms everybody right away. What do I expect from my staff? I would say I expect them to be ambassadors for the business. Nothing is routine for our clients. For us, it may be routine. For us, it's just another party, but it's not just another party for our client. So we got to remember we got one shot at this, and we have to be as accommodating and as helpful as possible, because they look up to us, they look up to our expertise. So we have to take great care with that responsibility. We're pretty well organized like that. So you kind of break it down into 3 separate rooms. You have 3 separate captains in those rooms. They all have their timing. They all have their timing down. So it's a lot of cooperation. You have to respect that the kitchen's got only so many hands. They have only so many things that they could do. So we have to all really, really work together. Was I nervous when I first took over? I was nervous. I still am nervous, to be honest. I still get nervous, you know, making sure we're keeping the quality up. Well, do I still get the rush? Absolutely, you still get the rush. Absolutely, I still get the rush. Because, again, it's exciting. It's an exciting kind of work. Again, it's more project-based. So every time, you know, it's not routine. Nothing's really routine here. We're starting some expansion, some small expansion will be coming up. So I do feel a like the success of it will continue, and I think it'll probably be a bigger place in 25 years. Do I see myself still here? I'll definitely be buzzing around. Hopefully in like maybe a little bit of a less hands-on capacity. And and by that time, if my son wants to be involved in it, then that's great. And if he's a superstar playing soccer in Italy, that's okay too. What's my favorite dish to serve? Red wine.